We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for another video. Today we are looking at 5 very useful tips for your leveling in Diablo 4 Season 2, Season of Blood. My name is Ghost of Red Seas. I am a Diablo 4 enthusiast. I've done multiple videos on this channel, how to level up, where to level up, how to get the best gear in the game, and I am going to do a lot of more videos. This video is going to give you 5 super useful tips. Stay until the end for the last tip. It is going to save you multiple hours of grinding. Let's get into what we're looking in today, and if you like what you see, subscribe, like, and comment. It's a free and fantastic way to help this channel, and on top of that, you'll be able to help me to get 10,000 subscribers. I absolutely love the YouTube game, so let's get it. So let's start by the beginning. What you want to do, first and foremost, you create your new character, you click on Season and on Skip Campaign if you have already done it. If not, I strongly suggest you to do the campaign before doing everything. Probably that you've done it already since we're in Season 2 now, so it's not big of a tip, but the tip number 1 is always take a look at the seasonal content first. This season particularly, we have 40% more general experience, meaning that it's gonna take you way less time to get to level 100. I've done it myself, solo self-found, and it took me around 37 hours in real time, so maybe less than that if I weren't to have slept or anything else like this, and I was doing it solo. If you do it in group, it's gonna be even easier. I have a couple of guides here on the channel on what to use for a sorceress to level up. If you want to see them, it's right here. If you are any other class, I strongly suggest you to take a look at any guides on maxroll.gg or on Wowhead. It's going to be very important for you to not, lose any kind of time to try to build craft or anything like that. All the big streamers, all the big theory crafters have already done the job for you, so basically you can just take it up. If you don't want to take this fun away from you and you have not played the other seasons, I obviously strongly suggest you to do whatever you want. It is your game, it is your way how you want to leave it. But if you want to be more efficient, look up a guide in advance and keep it on your second monitor or on your phone, so you can have a good idea of which skills and which items you're looking for in the beginning. All right, let's go for tip number 2. What is very important to understand this season is that we have something called Blood Harvest. It's basically the season activity that you need to do to get some blood lures and some keys. The keys are very important because they are going to give you a lot of items in the chest that are spread around. You won't be able to see the chest on your world map, but in your minimap, you will see them whenever you are wandering around. There are always going to be 3 whispers to do in the Blood Harvest, and the Blood Harvest resets every hour. Not like the Hell Tides, where there is a buffer time between every Hell Tide. So if the Hell Tide is 1 hour, there's going to be 45 minutes of downtime and then another hour of Hell Tides. With Blood Harvest, they are always on rotation, so whenever one region is out of Blood Harvest, you get another region up as soon as it's done. It's important to understand that there's 3 whispers that you can also do, so Grim Favors, to get a whisper cache at the Tree of Whispers. When you are done with the 3 of them in one Blood Harvest, they will not come back until a Blood Harvest has changed locations. So my biggest tip for you is, as soon as you see the 3 whispers in any of the Blood Harvest, try to do them as fast as possible, and then get your keys and your blood lures. It is very lucrative, very good for items, but on top of that, there is a lot of mob density everywhere. There's more mobs everywhere, and there's on top of that way more experience. So instead of grinding the strongholds like we were doing before, the main thing you have to do is gain experience through the Blood Harvest. It's the easiest way. You're always going to be constantly hitting enemies. You're going to level up very fast, and never forget to use your potions and your incenses, because now they stack and they give you 5% each experience, meaning that you're going to have a 10% multiplicative experience if you have a potion active and a incense active at the same time. You can both craft those in the potion maker at any time, especially in Kyovashad. Tip number 3, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, once again, if you want to stack your experience. It is a very, very good way to gain lots of experience very, very fast. What you want to do is also trying to do it in group. If you do it in group, I don't know if you know, but if you are in a party or if you are nearby people, you get a percentage more experience. Now with season 2, those experience bonus, they actually stack and they multiply together. So instead of having a additive experience gain, you now get multiplicative gain, which is, for those who don't know, it's a multiplication. So you get a number times another number instead of just adding a couple of numbers together. It's the difference between, hours of grind and just 1 hour of grind. It's quite fantastic. I strongly suggest you to do it in group. If not, if you are near someone, so in the open world, you also get 5%. So 5% for getting near someone and 5% if you are in the same party as the person that are nearby you. So try to stack the maximum amount of experience boost, so you can get up to 20% if you have 1 incense on, if you have 1 potion on, if you have 1 person nearby, and if that person nearby is in your party, that's 20% more experience, which is not negotiable. It's very, very good. The next tip is going to take in consideration that you know exactly what's going on in the game, where to progress, what do you need to do. You need to get into capstone dungeons at certain point to be able to go to world tier 3 and world tier 4, and they both give you an amazing amount of experience also. The next tip is actually going to be very, very great for you whenever you're going to be at that moment. Next one you'll see. So, do you remember when I just talked about Blood Harvest? Like I said, they're very lucrative. It's very fun. There's a lot of mobs everywhere. There's kind of also a little bit of secrets where you can use the blood lures on a chalice or on the Blood Harvest. You need 150 of them to basically summon the big crew of people that are gonna come to you. It's very fun. They drop a lot of items and legendaries, especially at the end. There is basically like new types of monsters or bosses. They are called ancients, and they're basically this one of the class of any of the classes that we can play, but it as an enemy. They are very buff, very robust, but whenever they are killed, they drop lots and lots of legendary. So if you want to get your arsenal up with a good slew of aspects, that is a really great way to do it. If you are in group, it's even faster, because for you to be able to basically summon them, you need to have 150 blood lures. You need 50 per pillar to be able to summon them. If you are solo, like I did, I always needed to find them myself, the 150, before summoning them. But if you are 3 people, you only need 50 each and you're good to go, which is insane. And this is the trick. When you are in world tier 1 or world tier 2, before doing your capstone dungeon, what you really want to do is keep the number of keys you're gonna get in your Blood Harvest, because yes, you get blood lures, but you also get keys that are good to open the chest, like I was talking about a little bit earlier. If you keep those keys, you will be able to transfer them from world tier 1 to world tier 3, because the great thing about Blood Harvest, it's the fact that your blood lures and your keys, you keep them forever. If you die, if you change, if you log out, you always keep the same amount. It's very, very cool, very interesting for us. And if you are witty about it, what you can do is stack 10 keys at world tier 1, and as soon as you're done with your capstone dungeon on world tier 3, you can just go around, try to, find some chest without even having to kill anybody. And I strongly suggest you to be level 45 at least on world tier 3, so you can use sacred items as soon as they drop from the chest. That is a free tip. It is very, very cool, very good, and you're gonna hit a power spike like no other. Because if you don't know, if you have a sacred item that is level item 700 and over, if you take that item, you bring it to the smith, you will be able to upgrade that item. If you upgrade that item 5 times, it then reaches the item level power 725. And if you get an item that is 725, all the affixes in that item will be at the maximum value they can for now. So it's very, very good power spike. Try to get sacred items at level 700 and over. Do not transfer your aspects before these items are at level 700, and I guarantee you will basically go through World Tier 3 and World Tier 4 as easy as if it was World Tier 1. Alright, tip number 5. It's very important for you to use the vampiric powers that you're gonna get. You will need a lot of potent blood, as it's called, and you can get them from doing, anything like Legion events. You can do blood harvest, you're gonna have a lot of them in there, and you can also do, world bosses and things like that. Once you get to World Tier 3 and World Tier 4, you also get the fact that you can basically start doing nightmare dungeons. Nightmare dungeons are still the fastest way to level up, if you need to do it solo or you need to do it in group. Once again, super fast. You can basically do one nightmare dungeon, but split it in 2, 3, or 4 people. Everybody kills their own corner. As soon as it's done, you get back in and you do another one. That's really fast. If you play solo like me, you can just stack them up, get them by doing whispers first. You will receive a cache. From that cache, there's going to be sigils that are going to drop, and as soon as you do sigils, you will also be able to do nightmare dungeons. From those nightmare dungeons, other sigils will drop. You can start at World Tier 3, get a couple of sigils, and then craft the ones that you need a little bit later. Very important for you to upgrade also your glyphs. It is a very big power spike in the game, especially if you know how to use them. I have a full guide on glyphs from previous seasons on my channel. If you can see them, if you want to see them, it's right here in the annotation. And that's gonna be it. You are going to be flying through the season for the levels. Let's just recap what you need to do. First of all, you create your character, skip the campaign and do a seasonal character. Do the season quest as soon as you get in, up until you get your vampiric powers, and then start going through blood harvest. It's going to be very lucrative for you. Keep the keys from your harvest at level 45, so when you get to World Tier 3, you can use them to get chests right away, and you're gonna get sacred items right from there. You can do exactly the same thing for World Tier 4 to get ancestral items, and I strongly suggest you to keep an eye open for at least eye level 700 and up, because you will hit the maximum threshold of affixes, bonuses in your items and weapons. Very important. As soon as you get to World Tier 4, try doing, or in World Tier 3, try doing legions, try doing world bosses, and do a lot of nightmare dungeons to bring up those glyphs and to also level up, because it's really fast. You will also get the opportunity to receive crafting materials when you do nightmare dungeons, to be able to go and create a sigil for you to defeat the beast in the ice, which, as you know now, is a new boss, and have a loot table for unique items. Same thing for world bosses and legions. It's going to give you the opportunity to kill Lord Zir, which will give you, again, unique items. And after that, Hell Tides, always good to do. As soon as you see a Hell Tide, I absolutely suggest you to do it. Forget everything else. If there's not a Hell Tide up, you do your blood harvest and your nightmare dungeons. If there is a Hell Tide, stop everything, drop it, and go do it. Get the maximum amount of crafting materials. You will need it a little bit later on. And that's it. So I hope you have an excellent season. I am having a lot of fun with it, and hopefully you will have too. I will be on Twitch and YouTube live stream helping people with their Uber bosses, with their Capstone dungeon. So if you want to come chill and see me, or even need a little bit of help, come and hop on stream. I should be on right now if you see this video. See ya. Peace.
Your